Hi, guys. So, we did a panel today, and I just want to say I am so thankful. Um, I'm so thankful for the people that joined on the panel. I'm so blessed and honored. On this panel, I learned a lot. I did a lot of self reflection after I did the panel discussion. And I realize how grateful and thankful I am to have good people in my corner that I love and respect. And I pray and hope that everybody gets to experience these people. That's is important to me in my life. So in the panel, shout out to Mike and Cito. Great men. If you guys ever meet them or come in their presence, just love on them, give them mad respect. They are somebody. Very influential black men, strong black men, and I see nothing but great things from them. Shout out to Denisha, her advice. She's a force to be reckoned with. Talking about generational curses, well, let me correct myself. Cito and Mike said patterns, circles. Um, I look at my childhood and I realize something that my childhood wasn't bad. Um, my mother, she was a good mom. I owe her a lot. She taught me how to dress, how to talk, how to carry myself. It had to be hard for her being a single mother raising four kids and trying to get back her career and do the things that she wanted to do that she was deprived as a child. I never understood what she meant about value. She always told me, money, cars, and clothes don't define you. And she always tell me, like, don't let no guy, money and jewelry can't, don't let that buy your body. Only God is allowed to see your body. She used to say that to me all the time. And for years, I used to be like, why? Like, she didn't even teach me how to value myself. As an adult, as a 33-year-old woman, I see now, she was trying to say, you are worthy, you are value. She always said I was her diamond in the rough. You're my diamond in the rough, she'll say. She was teaching me in her own way and protecting me from the world to let me know that you are worthy and so much deserving and more, and that you are loved. For that, I'm so thankful for her. And I think about my father, Bruce. He was a man of words. He, the first person that introduced me to learning and loving the Bible. He's the one that taught me about poetry and writing and music. That's the first time I fell in love with music, was with him, listening to Tupac and, good memories. He was a good man. They weren't perfect, but they were good. They were good. Yes, there were things I should never witness, things that I should never see as a child, but that's not my story to tell. That's her story to tell my mom when she's ready. But I am grateful and I love her. Because of her, I am who I am. She made me. I am of her. I am her child. And if you ever met her, we look just alike. She looked like she have not aged at all. We look just alike. Just, oh my God, we look. And some people say we sound just alike too. And I would take it because it's an honor to have a mother like her. and I really appreciate her. On my journey, I experienced good love and not so good love. But I look back at it now and I used to think, oh my God, I'm having a breakdown. But I realized I was having a breakthrough. Every emotional encounter, every heartbreak was a breakthrough. Each person that was in my life, they taught me something of value that helped me with the journey that God already had planned for me. I was introduced with meditation when my ex-fiance and I, my son's father and I broke up. You know, life happens dealing with someone who has cancer after burying a daughter. I never thought in a million years I'll bury my own child. And I think about her now, she'd have been like 8 years old. It took me years to get over that hurt, that pain, that trauma. People say trauma. Because she was something I really wanted. I always wanted a daughter, and I felt like she was taken away from me unexpectedly. And my sister and I talk about getting the tree and finally burying her. She's cremated. She's cremated. And I'm ready to finally let her go and put her to rest. And not forget her, but learn how to celebrate her. And I was so afraid to let her go because I'm like, what if she feels alone? You know, I get it. She's cremated. I have her ashes. But I was like, but what if, I don't want her to think that or feel, I felt bad, leaving her somewhere at a gravesite and knowing that I wouldn't be able to visit her like that. So that's why I'd never done it. But I'm ready to finally let that part of me go and finally put her to rest where she can blossom into a tree. So I'm happy for my sister for introducing that to me. Mahogany, my baby sister, I love her to death. I think about everything that I've been through, every heartache, every pain. And I found the beauty in goodbyes with all of it. I learned to accept things and be more aware and to love people. My child's father, we have a beautiful relationship, but it transitioned to a co-parenting relationship. And I'm so grateful for him because he taught me things that he taught me so many things about myself. He really showed me that I could love someone unconditionally. When they said death do you part, like it was death do you part with that man. And he's a good father. And even though we didn't work out, I'm so happy that I picked the right man to be a good father to my child because he is one of a kind. And I am truly blessed and so grateful for him. And I'm so grateful for experience because the things that I experienced with him, it allowed me to transform to the woman I am meant to be. A lot of people don't know that some of his words and I'm not going to tell his story though. That's his story to tell. That it pushed me to go back to school. That it pushed me to be where I'm at now, where I'm at in my career, my dream career. He dealing with that really pushed me to the next level as far as my career goes. He introduced me to a life that I never thought I would have. So going through this healing journey, I was introduced to so many people that helped me. Ava, she helped me with meditation and manifestation. She helped me to see people for who they are and still love them and still have compassion for them. She showed me to continue to have hope and faith in the world. She taught me about visualizations and be alignment with God and to learn more about yourself and trust yourself. She taught me that. And I'm so thankful for her. And she taught me how to bite my tongue when sometimes, I like to talk, and I could get very defensive. She would not be too thrilled to know that I'm still defensive and I do talk when I need to be quiet and listen, but I'm working on it. She introduced me to Tim, which Tim introduced me to the Bible, because if you knew my backstory, you would have knew that I lost faith in God. And I looked and searched for God, and I felt like he abandoned me, especially when I had to bury my daughter. So when I was going through that, and I was going through a heartbreak, and I was fighting for my son, and everything was just crumbling down for me, and I was losing everything. I lost everything. She introduced me to meditation, healing, trusting, and loving, and having faith, and keeping that compassion for mankind and seeing the good in people, to never lose that spirit. And she taught me whatever you say and what you eat, what you listen to could affect your spirit. Who you hang with could affect your spirit, especially when you're aligned for something else. It could really mess you up. So she introduced me, and then I met Tim, and Tim brought me back to the Bible. He made me read scriptures every night, learning. He taught me how to be a woman and how to be submissive to a man, to understand a man that goes through financial hardship, who goes through trouble, especially dealing with a Black man who's got to constantly fight and argue his way in life. And Tim opened up my eyes to how to be a stepmom if I ever marry someone who already has kids, and treat them like your own and respect the mother. And he taught me so much, because my father passed away and I didn't get that from my dad. And on my journey, everything that I experienced, I thought everything that I experienced, I thought it was trauma. I thought, oh my God, I'm going through another trauma. Now I got to start all over and figure out. I realized that certain things that we experience, such as heartache and pain, there's different forms of trauma, but some things we just experience because we're supposed to. Maybe it was designed, or maybe it was in our path to go over this little hump to get to the next level where we reach our highest potential or our higher self, for you to be more aware, for we could help others who experience heartache, who experience a loss of a loved one. We go through these things for we could teach others how to heal and how to deal with it and be more aware of it. So during my process of healing, it always brought me back to God. No matter how bad I run away from God, no matter how bad I try to not focus on him, it always brought me back to him. Then I moved back to Rockford, and then I got the house that I prayed for, and Nicole introduced me to Crystal. So shout out to Nicole. I love that girl to death. She is my work wife. She introduced me to how to be a wife, how to lift up a man, how to motivate a man, but not be a doormat. She taught me how to be a man's best friend, and I am forever thankful for that. And she taught me about crystals and healing and energies. She was my first teacher of that, of the introductory of, she introduced me to these things that I love to this day. I wear them every day. She taught me to continue to have hope and to prosper, that if you're happy, I'm happy. She taught me what a true friend was, when you stand by somebody's side. No matter if you argue, you fight, you stand by their side, because we're all different. We're all individuals. We're all human beings. And, we all have different thought process. So shout out to her, and Kenosha and Eldora. I have so many people in my life that have taught me plenty of things. And as I'm embarking on this journey, I healed my inner self. I healed my inner child. I notice patterns, and shout out to Danisha. She points out my patterns and she helps me realize that too. And I started to break chains about myself that I had to break. I started to remove things of expectations that people had on me. I removed all the standards and everybody, all the labels and the names that I let people define me, who I am and where I'm at in my process. They kept saying to me, you're this, you're that, you should be this way, that, this is how you do it, you're doing it wrong. And I took all that in, and I'm my worst critic. I'm very hard on myself. Anyone who knows me knows that I am very hard on myself. So one day I sat back and I thought, like, what do Riviera want? What do Riviera need? What's going to help her? And I learned to keep my thoughts a secret. I learned to accept advice and opinions of others and hold it closely to me, but also to do things how I want to do it, to live my life on my own terms. When I figure out what I want and where I want to be in life, that's when I start really enjoying life. I started to really realizing what I really needed. And that's when I started enjoying to live in the moment now and the being. And that's when I find joy. And I will never forget that I was listening to Tracy Ross, and she said to me, I mean, not to me, but she was on Oprah, and she was saying things like all the stuff we put on each other and all these emphasis that we have to be a certain way. And especially with self-affirmation, she stated, we always say, I am this, I am that. And there's days we feel yucky about ourselves. We don't feel like we're the prettiest. We don't feel like we look good. We just like, ugh. And she started using the term may I. And I thought that was beautiful and unique, because I'm like, if I want to be my true, authentic self, there's our days that I don't feel my best. I don't feel happy. I feel sad. I get angry. And, I go through so many different emotions like everybody else. So when she said, may I love that, because she said, may I be kind, may I be accepting to love, may I, love others the right way. And when she said that to me, it was like, wow. I mean, not to me, but I feel like she was talking to me, but I was like, wow. So now when I do my affirmations, I always say, may I be kind, may I be understanding, may I be loved. And may I give love the right way, and may I bring joy to others around me. I noticed during my healing and the path that I go through and this journey that I walk in, that God always brings somebody to me. He always introduced me to people that could help me on this journey, for I could better understand myself, for I could understand where I'm going through, for I could continue to prosper. I call these people my advisors, and they are a force to reckon with. Beautiful people that inspire me every day, beautiful people that I love dearly in my life. And people that taught me how to put boundaries in my life, people that have, that set tones, that put things on me that I just had to be like, you know what? No, this is not for me. So God has brought these people for me, and I'm so thankful for them. I think about my ex. He was an innocent love that we rekindled. We thought we was ready for each other. Found out we're not ready for each other. And I'm not going to speak bad on him, because I do believe he's a good person. I just believe he wasn't a person for me. And I don't regret our relationship. I enjoy the experience that I had with him and the lessons that I learned from him. Because of him, he helped me to open a new path in my life that he prepared me for. He prepared me to set boundaries. He prepared me to stand up for myself. He prepared me to speak up. He prepared me to know what does love look like and what does it not look like. He prepared me for these things that help me with my chapter in life now. I am 33 years old and I am continuing to learn and continue to grow during this healing process of this new chapter of 33. And I'm learning patterns and healthy habits as an adult. I'm preparing myself for love. I'm preparing myself for marriage. And if marriage is not in the cards for me, a long partnership where we respect each other, we love each other, we have a mutual understanding where we could laugh and cook together, and he has my back, I have his back, and it's just that mutual understanding, that longevity, not that instant gratification. Denisha always said that, instant gratification. And to experience that, I'm getting prepared for it. I'm learning to continue to love unconditionally and put my all in it and be my true authentic self. And not worry about who can accept it and who cannot accept it, who's willing to want it and who's not for it. Those who say I'm too much, well, okay. Those who say I'm just right, hey, come bring it, And I'm preparing myself to be a great partner for him. And I'm making sure that I am healed. I'm making sure I am continue to be financially stable, continue to be to prosper, and be humble and grateful for a lot of things. I'm preparing myself for him. But right now, I'm loving and enjoying of being in this moment of life. And I'm removing every negative, every word that people in society tries to put on me or put on us in general. I'm removing those words that haunt me, and I'm learning to live on my own terms. I'm learning that my process is my process. My journey is my journey, and no one can't tell me anything different about my journey. That does not mean I'm not willing to accept and listen to other people's opinions. But I'm getting more confident in myself to know myself where I continue this growth. And the more that I continue growing and loving on to me, I just keep finding the joy and beauty in life itself that I'm really happy. And instead of looking at negative things and negative situations or putting all these negative words out there, I'm embracing it all and I'm considering it as a learning experience, and it's giving me hope for my future. And it's giving me hope for the world that we live in today. To remove all these standards and expectations and what people have to say about you, and knowing who you are, that no one can continue to put labels on you, is a beautiful thing. And to know that you don't have to argue with people or be so defensive of people, because when you know who you are, it's just, you just be like, okay. But also respecting and understanding other people's feelings, emotions as well, that I'm working on. As I look at my past, my childhood, middle school, high school, college, motherhood, being a fiance, ex-fiance, I look at everything and I realize there's some things I was just in the way, and I had to really just get out the way and let things happen. And there were certain things that I made life harder on myself that didn't needed to happen. But I'm learning to accept it all and take it as I'm grateful with no regrets. And the more I keep thinking like that and I see the beauty and the lesson and everything, I find myself being okay. I'm happy. I am so happy and I am loving life and I am so joyful for everything that God is sending things my way. God has blessed me with a beautiful life, a beautiful child, and beautiful people that inspire me to be better every day. And I'm so thankful for him. I say prayers and I say, God, surround me with people, give me the resources for I could do better, for I could learn better. And let me tell you, he shows up all the time and he introduced me to new people at my doorstep. And we talk about life. We talk about helping fixing the community. So many beautiful people of all colors that want to work together and do something good. And God has aligned them for me in my life. When I thought I was losing people, and I did lose people, God introduced me to more people to help me with my journey, to let me know that you were never alone in the first place. I've been here for you all this time, but I'm going to help you. I'm going to send you people to help you with your process, for you to learn from their experience, for you can help you to deal with coping, to cope, for you know that you're not alone. We all experience this and it's going to be okay. So again, as I look at my past and I cut spiritual cords and I look where I'm at now, I never thought in a million years I would see the beauty in healing. That who knew healing tears could create such beautiful flowers. And I love every minute of it. But during my cord cutting and my healing process, shout out to Danny and them, they gave me this prayer that I say every day, and I'm going to share it before I end the night. I have to read this every night and do visualization, meditation, and just keep it going. It says, from my heart, with all my being, I invite my divine soul self to fully merge with me now. In good and a sacred way, I invite divine light into my heart, into my entire being of all levels. I invite the highest divine light beings and all my divine spirit, teacher, healers, guides, and guardians to work with me now. All that is done must be for my highest will and good, and be fully in alignment with my divine soul essence and soul prayer. I ask that this room, the space I occupy, be completely filled with, surrounded with divine light and divine love. That word love. I love love. I ask the divine to use all creative means to work with me to the deepest level of being, release me from all that prevents me from making real choice in any situations. I ask for divine spirit to release me from all conditioning, faulty attitudes, disabling belief, and dysfunctional behaviors that are stored within any part of me, any level. I give divine spirit full permission to adjust all of these so that I am brought fully into alignment with divine will, divine wisdom, divine truth, and above all else, divine love. And then it's the Michael prayer protection. It says, please surround me in your light of protection throughout my day. Be at my side and guide my words and actions to come from place of divine love. Love. Please help me to clear my energy and vibration of any thoughts or beliefs that's not in alignment with my highest will and good. Help me to release any false or negative beliefs that are not in alignment with divine will, divine wisdom, divine truth, and divine love. Thank you. And then it goes in the prayer for healing. Holy Raphael, I ask you to help me in all my needs and struggles in life. Since you are a physician of God, I pray to help heal my soul and body of his ills afflicted it, in alignment with my highest will and good. Thank you. I'm learning how to be more grateful and say thank you for things that have happened, things that are here and now. I'm learning to be more accepting and observing of people and learning people and just loving who they are in the space that we share. I'm learning that breakdowns are really emotions breakthroughs, that we break through to our higher self, that God's been waiting for us. And I'm learning that God don't really wait for you. If he wants you out of a situation, he will remove you out of it. And if he doesn't want you around these people, they will slowly fall off, or something dramatic happens that you guys, that cycles ends. And I'm learning that it's okay for that cycle to end. It's okay to move on. It's okay to let go of all that toxic situation. It's okay to cut people off. I'm learning, I'm growing, I am maturing, and I'm so happy that this chapter of 33 is looking really good on me, and I'm so excited to continue to grow and prosper. With Sipping and Spilling the Tea podcast, I really hope that this journey that I'm going on with self-discovery and education about financial stability and being financially literate and learning about Black people, helping Black people come together as one and building our community for we can have a standing chance, and not just the Black community, but all communities. Bringing awareness for depressions, bringing awareness about traumatic issues that we all face, that we encounter. I'm praying and hoping that this podcast is a safe haven place for people that want help or they just need advice, or just want to listen to something positive that could help them, or they've been through things and they need a little more guidance or a little push to help them through the day. And I'm hoping and praying that this does that for them. My goal is to educate and heal and bring joy into people's lives, and to bring awareness. Is not to judge or anybody. It really is for a safe place. My healing, I wanted to share with my viewers. My love, I want to share with my viewers. My laugh, my joy, the things that help me get through tough situations. I want to share it with you guys. I want to turn that narrative of negative, all these negative words that bond us, that people put on us, all these negative labels, and find the beauty in it and turn it around to something very positive that could lift you into your next chapter of this life, this world, for you could go through your purpose and you could just rock it out. And to let everybody know that I may be ahead of you, or you may be ahead of me, but it's okay, because you're exactly where you should be. There's no time frame. There's no limit when it comes to healing. There's no time frame of nobody can't say that you haven't healed, or you're not doing the work, or you're not doing it right. You're doing it right. This is wrong. There's tips and advice that to help you, to guide you where you need to be. But only you know when you are healed. Only you know when you're ready. Only you know what you need and want out of your life, and what's going to help you be the best version of yourself. Only you know that. So I'm hoping and praying that this podcast brings a little something, little encouragement, love into your life. And thank you for watching. Thank you for joining the podcast earlier, the panel. Again, shout out to Cito. He's somebody that everybody should respect. That man is very talented, great voice. He inspires me so much. You see him, you know him, love him, listen to his music, vibe with him. He's got a good spirit, a good heart. Michael Hall, thank you for coming on a panel podcast early. Respect him, very inspirational. Music too, he does the music thing too. He be really on it. Like, please look up this man, and you never know what he could help you with. Same with Cito. You just never know. You just never know if you cross paths with these two gentlemen. They're very intelligent. They're very wise, so much knowledge. They out here, they're grinding, and they are somebody. We all are somebody. And who knows, maybe you could find a better connection with them as well, and they could help you with things also. You just never know. Or maybe something on their page could just inspire you to, just make you feel good for today. Shout out to Latika. She could not join us, but if you ever met her, if you ever meet her in life, she's good when it comes to credit, when it comes to, educate you on your credit, for you could get that house, that car, and to remove bad stuff, or you could just have that perfect credit score. Shout out to her. I respect and love her. Like, she gave me that sisterhood, that's what I needed, and I'm forever grateful for her. Denisha, shout out to her. She's very informative. She's in her own lane. Watch her live. She's on her own journey, and she's sharing it with people, and she's so raw, and I respect her for that as well. So before the night is over, I'm going to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. And I send you love, prosperity, abundance, joy. I send you guys joy, laughter, peace, wealth, but not just wealth in your pockets, wealth in your life, wealth in your children. Wealth is wealth on top of wealth after wealth. I pray that you plant these seeds and you water them and you pour it into each other, pour into yourself, and you continue to grow and heal and love yourself, and remove all these labels and these words that people try to put on you, and just live in the moment and continue to love and honor yourself, but respect people and listen to what certain people have to say, and hold on to people's advice, and then reflect on it and marinate on it and write it down, and then you be your last judge. I always said, if I'm going to judge people or judge myself, I judge righteously. And I always believe people have a backstory, so I don't really prejudge. I like to see people and understand people. But again, thank you for everybody for tuning in earlier. Thank you for the love and support. I'm going to continue to do this podcast. I'm going to continue to share my journey, my stage in life, where I'm at, give you more tips, books that I read, quotes that I heard that helped me, and continue to spread love. And I have a lot more people that's going to be on here that's going to talk about health, finances, investments, you name it. So I can't wait for you guys to really see what I have for you. Thank you. Bye.